Hi guys, welcome back to the Vortex. Today we are going to do some game development Trello logs. So right now we're going to focus on how you should be creating your development log. And for now we are going to use Trello. So there are many platforms and formats in which you can create a development log. Again, we're going to focus on Trello, but you can also use Padlet. So let me just quickly go to Trello. See, I've already signed in, but if you haven't signed in, you will just Trello.com. It already signs me in. Okay. I'll show you Padlet then. Here. This is what Padlet looks like. Padlet is free, and so is Trello. Now, because we use Trello, I'm going to show you on Trello. They also have different templates. Let's see what the design system checklist looks like. Okay, so it's just labeled. Okay, that does nothing. We're going to do project management. Oh no, but this is... I'm just going to do a basic board. Create. Board title. I'm going to title it Vortex Deglov, but you can also put... Where's asterisks? Game Devlov. Visibility workspace. Cool. Now that we've created one, I'm going to enter list name of important documents. Now, here we can add a card, and I'll just put link to GitHub, and then link to Drive, potential passwords. Oh, can't spell. Passwords. How very English of me. And once you open a note, you have a little description section. You also have checklists. So I can say this is going to be Ellie. Oh wait, no. No. Labels. There. It's going to be green. Now I can put in whatever I want. YouTube, Instagram, website, what else? Email, Twitch. And so then you could put in all of the emails or usernames and then the passwords. And so everyone in this board that you can then share it with, either create a link or just request, would be able to have access to these things. Now, let's start with the actual game development part of it. We're gonna make this one a space and then start here. So in Vortex, in Mind Within, we have two sections to each level. So ours looks a little bit like this. Reality 1, 2, Reality 1. Now, I can take this and I can scooch it all the way to Reality 1 doing. we're going to move this to reality 1 to do, and we're also going to add something else. Attach fantasy 1 scene. Create end of scene requirements. I spent way too long looking for that word. Okay, there we go. Now, add closets is in doing. I'm going to mark as incomplete. That is in doing. At the end of the day, they're both done. And so you can also check them off if you would like, but this is another way. So whatever it is, doing, or no, to do, doing, and done. Like in many to-do checklists. Then we have another format in which you can just do and then we have reality 1 to do, add closets, create scene, end of scene requirements. Done. 1 to do, and then 1 done. This one though, reality 1 to do, reality 1 doing, and reality 1 done, is better for larger projects with a lot more people on your team. I mean, this is because they all have access to the Trello board. You can also then again change the labels. You can also create a new label and make it lime. So this requires 2 people. We change the colors based on the people that are working on it. And so everyone has a color. There. So everyone knows whose job is what. And then once they've done it, it is their responsibility. So instead of opening it and just writing, let's say, Ellie or Fran, because it's not clear, excuse me, because it's not clear immediately at first glance whose job is whose. This makes it a lot easier to visualize. And then it also gives a nice split of the workload. So you can see, okay, there's a lot of green here. Maybe we should ask blue to do a little bit more of green's work. Or purple, because purple only has 2 things. But then again, these 2 things that purple has to do are quite strenuous. So we'll ask them if they have enough time to take on a smaller task that green had. Now back to the important documents. So I have linked to GitHub. Again, GitHub is a program that, well, I'm going to use Unity as the example. Within Unity, you can create a project. If you attach it to GitHub, that means that the project files are no longer stored on your computer locally. The original project files, I mean, you will always have your set of the project files on your computer if you have downloaded them. You can download them from GitHub, or you're the one who's created it and it's already on your computer. With GitHub, you can share the project files with other people. And so when you have GitHub Desktop and you've attached it to a project, you see all of the past edits of the project on GitHub, and you pull the changes. So let's say Vedang is doing the end of screen transition from Reality 1 to Fantasy 2. He's done it. I haven't touched the project, neither has Fran. he's finished, and so he's closed Unity. Now he sees all of these changes that he's made in GitHub. He presses commit, he can title his changes, and then he presses push. This pushes his changes to GitHub, to all of the files. And so then Fran and I, when we want to go on the project, we always pull just in case any changes have been made. Because if you don't pull and have the updated version of the project files when you are working on it and making changes, it can create bugs because there's overlap in changes that have been made, and it can really, really ruin your project. So you must be careful to always push and pull your GitHub commits. So this is where you could share your GitHub files with the team. Then we have a link to Drive in case you have assets, or in our case, certain YouTube videos and streams. Also our weekly news. Sorry, not daily. Yep, so this is one way that you can organize your Trello devlog. You can also do it like this. So it is possible to have multiple Trello boards within a certain organization, and that would make it easier. But if you only want to have one, which can be really tricky, we're going to do this. And then we're going to include narrative. Here we are. So if you have a larger team, or 3 people who are doing only one thing, someone is only working on the mechanics, someone is only working on the art and level design, and someone is only working on the narrative design, you can separate it like this. I've only put real 1, etc., because then it would be reality 1, fantasy 1, reality 2, fantasy 2, and so on and so forth. Mechanics. Jump mechanic, walk, shovel, sprint, mind's eye. What else do we have? Crouch, hide. Yes. Art, level design. I'm going to say get new asset for this. And this is mostly just the levels. So this is reality 1. Fantasy 1.